Horus Guns Production.
What is going on, guys? It is Arx Guns, and today I have a review for you on the Shadow Systems DR920. And this review, we're going to break this down into 3 topic points. I'm going to break my notes out. First topic point is going to be design, and within the design area, we're going to talk about aspects of the slide, the frame, the barrel, trigger, pretty much everything that they offer for the price. Next one's going to be accuracy and reliability. Pretty much, it's just going to be reliable as a Glock because ultimately these are Glock clones. And the last one's going to be a conclusion and quick comparison to how this Shadow Systems DR920P compares to, like, for example, a Glock, or let's say another gun of competitor, striker fire in the same price range, like a Walther. Yeah, man. Let's check them out. So for design on the Shadow Systems DR920, we're going to talk about the frame, we're going to talk about the slide, the barrel, the trigger, pretty much everything that they got to offer along with their optic plate system. And let's say, what would it cost you? Let's say if you didn't go this route and you went something like with a Glock, what would it cost you to get your Glock to perform and look similar to your Shadow Systems? To take a dive into it, I'm going to also show you how they disassemble, because they also disassemble very similar to each other. To start, they are empty. The Shadow System is going to be press the trigger in, slide, pull the back of the slide, pull both pins down, go forward, press one more time, boom, takes apart. The Glock is literally pretty much identical, empty. You press the trigger in, pull the slide back a bit, both pins, go forward, boom, slide comes apart. And even something like its closest competitor, the Walther PDP, was very similar. Also empty, press the trigger in, pull the slide back, both pins down, and boom, it comes apart. Funny part is that they also go together the same way. You literally just slide them right back, and they will all assemble back together. So that is a similarity in all of these, just so you know. But yeah, let's take a dive in. Let's take a quick look at their mounting system that Shadow Systems offers. I am running on this one, the 507C. What I like about Shadow Systems is they give you these small inserts in the back. So depending on what optic you're using, you insert that piece in the back as you see in that optic, and it'll let you sit nice and tight on the slide itself. I also really like, and I'd like to show off how low the optic actually sits in that slide. That's going to give you a really nice low point down the slide itself. It's going to allow you to run not such, such tall suppressor height size, because it's sitting so low. And it's just going to give you a greater view. But yeah, that's a quick look of the mounting system. Let's hop inside and take a look inside the frame and slide. So let's take a dive inside the Shadow Systems DR920P slide and pretty much what they have to offer. So immediately right off the rip, looking at this, I like what I see. I know that Shadow Systems uses a nitride titanium finish for all their black pieces and for their tin. If you take a glance at this right here, you can see that the plunger, let me see if I can get that to focus on there. Well, see, the plunger's got a nice round bevel to it. That's going to give you a much smoother and lighter trigger pull. You're going to want that as an upgrade for a Glock. I see that they gave this a very nice fluted threaded barrel. It looks great. and they give you really nice serrations on the slide. You can really grab onto these and grab on. The top ones are over here are okay. I don't have like a lot of use for them. It's mainly appearance, but these do work and these do work. So yeah, this is Shadow Systems is giving you a great offer in here. They're pretty much offering you a completely decked out Glock, all in one package, and their guide rod for the Shadow Systems is actually an 18-pound steel guide rod. Usually, Glocks come with plastic steel guide rod. This is a titanium one, but it has been upgraded for the Glock. And this is Walther's, which is a plastic guide rod, but still good and reliable. Let me just show you a quick comparison of the Glock. On the Glock on here, I also had to upgrade that safety plunger, so you can see that that round bevel to it. I also upgraded that. I upgraded the barrel. Sorry, that's the piece for the conversion. That's actually, so if a lot of people don't know, this right here, it is a conversion to get a slide 3, a generation 3 slide to work in a generation 4 frame. Pops right onto there, and now all your generation 3, let me get that on there properly, and now all your generation 3 slides will work on your generation 4 frames. But yeah, I had to buy all this stuff to get the Glock to come close to looking and performing kind of like the Shadow Systems. And for the Walther, they're a little more simple. They offer you a normal barrel, but still a great finish, and their own safety and their own separate safety systems, which is why Walther, but partially why Walther has such great triggers. But yeah, for the frames, Shadow Systems actually offers you a really nice frame system. And they took out the knuckles out of there that came with the Generation 3 and 4s, and they give you this grip take pattern. They also give you this nice lip right over here, so you can really put your finger down on both sides. And it overall looks good. Inside looks identical to the Generation 4 Glocks. It's going to be the same trigger housing area with the same bar running on the right side, and the same system for the trigger. If you look at the Glock, it's going to be very similar, same thing. Trigger harness on the right side, bar running that way, trigger assembly all in the same kind of system. Very, very similar inside. One just being the Glock 19, one being Glock 7, these are just bigger frames. And if you look at it compared to like the Walther, I mean, Walther has a different trigger housing. Obviously, that's Walther's unique thing. That's why they have such great triggers, but still very similar inside. So you're getting very similar things, just slightly different stuff. For the Glock, I had to stipple this to make it feel good. This one feels good right off the rip. So those are all expenses you're gonna have to incur if you go with a Glock, and Shadow is just giving it to you right off the rip. But yeah, guys, if you have any questions, let me know. That'll be everything for design. Let's bring this up real quick and let's talk about triggers. Shadow System actually gives you a pretty nice trigger. It looks good too. It's got a nice sleek design. It's almost full flat face. I guess they would probably call it flat face, but it's got a slant curve to me. But I think the overall idea was flat face. This is going to be the wall for it. I will say the wall is a little mushy. So for example, this is all wall play. This is all the play wall. And as you push through, there's the end of it. Very tactile, very clear. Let's look at the reset. Reset is very good. It's decent. And fire. So you're getting a very nice trigger right out the box. This is going to be much nicer than the factory Glock trigger you're going to get. Now, I will say Walther's trigger is going to be nicer for sure. Walther has a very crisp break on theirs. If you look at theirs for the wall, their wall is right there. It is not smushy, and as soon as you press in, it's a break right there. The reset is about the same length, but the break on this is cleaner. But this is really good. Now, for my Glock, I also had to upgrade the hell out of this trigger to have it feel technically better than the Walther, because the Glock down here has a great trigger. But so that is the wall. There's no squish, and then insta fire, and reset is short. Yeah, shorter reset, crisper pull. I literally had to pretty much change everything on it. Shadow Systems is giving you a great trigger, a great look, a great pull. The wall is a little bit mushy, but very clean, crisp break, and very good reset. I mean, you can't ask more. This is a fantastic trigger from Shadow Systems. But yeah, that'll put everything to bed for design, and let's hop right over to accuracy and reliability. So for accuracy and reliability, the shadow system was completely reliable. I had no stovepipes. I had no failure to feed back. I had no failure of any kind whatsoever. It shot everything perfectly fine. I only shot two types. It was Theo Tech, I can't remember what it was, and this Belgium armament that I have. It's 124 grain. I like shooting because it's a 124, but man, it shot all that stuff no problem. It felt really, really great firing it. Glock 17 size does feel really, really good, so this one just felt better than the other two. The Glock's a little snappy because of the weight, but this felt fantastic. For accuracy wise, man, just to get into that real quick, you have to understand that I modified this Glock up to look and feel like this Shadow. If I had to pick one for reliability wise, I'm going to 100% go with this Shadow Systems. They have tweaked this out to work perfectly for this way. This is a ton of aftermarket parts that some of them are one brand, some is another. They're not designed exactly to work with each other, but they're parts designed to work for that part inside the frame. So there's going to be some things that might not work perfectly. I don't have failures with my Glock or anything like that, but I've had some issues here and there in regards to, for example, first trying to get the barrel to fit nice with the slide, in regards to getting the trigger bar to fit nice with this one right here. Some of the trigger bars that came in were like from the other brand was a little too tall and literally could not get the slide in. So you got to do a lot of like finicking around to get the Glock to look this and feel this way, and that's where that money spent will be. You are getting reliability, like Glock reliability right out the box. They work amazingly well. They look incredibly good, and you're getting all this for a great price. They are trying to give you pretty much your decked out Glock package in one shot right here, ready to go. Like I said, amazing gun, had zero issues with it. Shadow Systems is very reliable. Yeah, let's move on now to the conclusion. So for the conclusion, ultimately we're just going to talk about what did I think about this gun and how does it compare to its competitors, again, like the Glock and the Walther, and everything that it has to offer. Is it really worth it? And I'm just going to go ahead and say that I do think it is worth it. I think Shadow Systems is giving you a Gucci Glock that's reliable out the box. They are giving you incredibly nice serrations on the gun itself, on the top, on the front, on the side. They're very grippy. For example, some people might want these serrations here and here, but they might not have no need for these serrations up here. It's strictly appearance. You know, those are some of the things that they're offering you that maybe you might want and not want, but they're giving it to you in a reliable package. They're giving you a really nice barrel. It's threaded right off the rip for this model. It's tin. It looks good. Just to get your optic cut, if it's a non-MOS model, or to get these serrations done and this color coding, that alone right there is going to be $200-300+ depending on who you go with, easily. So those are just going to be upgrades just to get the appearance to be there and to be able to get like that grip there if you wanted it. For the frame itself and the grip that they provide, I think they provide much more superior grip to a lot of the brands that they're like Glock. I think Walther also offers a great grip right off the box. I don't think you need to do much with this one, but I think Shadow also does a great job with that. They give you these nice lips right here, which I like. You can really put your finger on that area right there, and you can really hold down the gun. It looks good, man, and feels good. I think that they did a great job with this gun. I think Shadow Systems is doing their best to produce good, reliable, Glock-like guns. They're going to have their bad batches here and there. I am on the forums for them and on the groups, and I can see sometimes people posting about, oh, my Glock got rust, or my Shadow got rust issues, like here, and it got rust here, issues there. And yeah, I can see that happening to a lot of guns. I think that Shadow Systems is pushing out tons and tons of firearms. They're selling out tons and tons of them. And in that large amount of sales that you're seeing, that there are going to be a couple of ones that might have an issue here and there. I think it's the same thing like hplates. I think they're a company who are trying to provide great plates, and there's some bad ones out there. But overall, they are great plates. I think the same thing with Shadow Systems. Overall, they are fantastic guns, and there'll be some with hiccups here and there. But man, they'll be more than glad to get that fixed for you, and you can move on. I think Shadow Systems is a great gun. They're right here from Texas. Yeah, you have to try one of these out. They feel so good. I think you'd be very impressed with them. I think that if at the end of the day that you are wanting a Glock and you're wanting to eventually do it up and do all these kind of things to it, I think Shadow Systems is an opportunity for you to be able to hop in there and get that done and save some money. Yeah, absolutely great gun. I think they're absolutely worth it. If I had to choose between a Gucci Glock and a Shadow Systems, I would 100% pick this right here because it's going to be more reliable. As much as this looks awesome and I can make it look the way that I want, it's cool and all, this is just going to be more reliable, I believe. And if I had to choose them between like the Walther and these, well, Walther's coming out with that new PDP Pro line, and it's their threaded barrel with all their stuff. I think it's like $850. So right now, the comparison with this, that'll be a nice one to compare to. But yeah, man, if you like what you see, please feel free to like and subscribe. It goes a long way to my channel. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting in these months that I've been uploading. I have right now over 350 subs, and that's not a lot, but it's a lot to me, and I'm really grateful for what I have. So yeah, man, I really glad you guys, I really hope you guys like this review, and yeah, stay safe out there.